Hello, friends, and welcome to Hatha Yoga with your host, Michael Dinney. For today's practice, you'll need a strap and 2 blocks, and we'll get started laying on our backs right away using the yoga strap. So make yourself really comfortable. You can place one yoga block in between your shoulder blades and a second one at the back of the head, supported fish. And so this approach, I have the head a little bit higher than the heart. The block is below the neck, supporting the upper back. And then support the back of the skull. And to start off, we'll bring the arms out to the sides. You can just simply relax your body. Feel free to bring the soles of the feet together with the knees bent, letting your knees fall out to the sides relaxed. Try to relax your inner legs. And begin to connect with the breath on a deeper level. This is really a breathing practice first. And as you relax the belly, breathe deep into your belly. Imagine there's a balloon in your abdomen and that it's expanding and radiating out in all directions. Now become aware of the length of each breath and try to stretch the breath to about 5 seconds on each exhale, making a soft ocean sound in the back of the throat. And then about 5 seconds on each inhale. And then we'll add movement through the arms. So on your next inhalation, lift the arms straight up to the sky, up towards the ceiling. Join the palms. And as you exhale, slowly go out to the sides again. Keeping the arms straight, resist gravity. Slow it down. Inhale, lifting the arms up to the sky. Slowly counting your breath to 5. And exhale to a 5 count. Slowly spread the arms. Gradually draw the shoulder blades a little bit closer together. On the inhale movement, reach up and explore spreading your shoulder blades out. And then with that exhale movement, we draw the shoulder blades closer again. So do a few more at your own pace. And you may find it really nice to also pause at the ends of the movements, briefly holding the breath. And a few more. Keep on going. Depending on your bone structure, you may find you get a really nice massage from the yoga block. I like to use a cork yoga block because it actually goes directly in between my shoulder blades as they spread, and it really massages the muscles on the inside of the scapula. And then next time the arms lift to the sky, we'll pause there and take a full breath cycle. On your next inhalation, reach the arms overhead, so arms by the ears, about shoulder width apart. And on the exhale, bend the elbows out to the sides and in towards the ribs, just like a W shape. Inhale, straightening the arms overhead, close to the floor, hovering. And exhale to the W shape. And continue exploring those movements. And for some of us, this might actually be a really nice pec stretch. As you're exploring this, try gently sucking in the low belly, just above the pubic bone and below the navel. So it's like a little suction inwards. And that actually helps us create more length through the vertebra and more space in the low back. In traditional Hatha yoga, that is called Uddiyana Bandha, which means upward flying energy lock. And next time the arms reach overhead, fully straighten the arms and we'll pause there for a few breaths. You may find it necessary to gently contract the abdomen, just enough to find comfort in your low back. And so you can be bracing the core, engaging around the six-pack and the transverse, and you can also be gently sucking in the low belly. These are different actions that complement each other. And energy efficiency is the key. So we're only using the amount of effort necessary to feel comfortable in the pose. And one more breath. Bend your knees, placing the soles of the feet on the floor. Take the hands to the back of the head. And with an exhale, engage your abs, bracing the core to do a little sit-up. You can slide the blocks off to the sides, not too far away though. And then lay onto your back and hug your knees into your chest. Apanasana, wind-relieving pose, the Apana posture. So as you hug the knees into the chest, gently rock side to side, massaging the back. If it feels comfortable, you can pause in the center and use an exhale to tuck the chin, bow the forehead towards the knees. Inhale, slowly come down, keeping a slight tuck of the chin. Exhale from the core, bowing forwards. Inhale, slowly come down, keep a little tuck. And once more, exhale, bowing into Apanasana. Inhale, slowly come down. And then we'll squeeze the right knee to the shoulder, half Apanasana. Straighten your left leg onto the mat. And then make circles with your right ankle. Circling in one direction and then the other direction. Now, keeping your leg in the Apana pose, bring your hands to the front of your right thigh, and then press the back of the skull into the mat. So it's going to feel like a slight tuck of the chin, but honor the natural curve in the back of the neck. And then strongly press your thigh and your hands against each other. So you're creating a little bit of resistance in both directions. And then keep going stronger and stronger. Relax the jaw. Draw the shoulders away from the ears. And keep your left leg firm on the ground. Good. Strong in the core, helping to support the low back. And now see how much you can straighten that right leg up to the sky. Good. Relax your arms by your sides. And then exhale, lower your right foot next to the left. Inhale, bring the right leg up and repeat 5 times. Exhale, right leg next to the left, palms on the floor. Inhale, bring it up. And then 3 more times with your breath. Work to slow the breath to a 5 count in, 5 count out. And then once more, come all the way up with that leg. And then pause there. Breathe deep. Engage the front of the thigh. So you're flexing right toes to shin. At the same time, keep your left leg strong on the floor and press the left heel into the ground. So the legs are intending in opposite directions. 2 more breath. Try to make this really active. And exhale, relax down. Draw your left knee into your shoulder, half Apanasana. Make circles with the left ankle in one direction. And then change directions. And then take both hands to the front of the left thigh bone. And then press the thigh bone against the hands. And resist. Press the hands against the thigh bone. So this is going to strongly flex the hip. And then we can use the core to help lengthen the low back a little bit. Draw your shoulders away from the ears as you press the hands and thigh against each other. A few more breaths. Make this as active as you can. Firmly pressing the right heel into the floor. And then see how much you can straighten that left leg up to the sky. Rest your arms by your sides. Take a breath in. Exhale, lower the left heel next to the right. Inhale, slowly come up. And repeat. Exhale to a 5 count. 4, 3, 2, 1. And inhale to come up. A few more to go. Keep the right leg firm on the ground. This is really good for working with left-right imbalances. Usually one of our hips is weaker. So I'll bring that left leg up. This is my weaker side, so my hamstring usually looks tighter, but it's actually my hip that's weaker. And we'll hang out here about 5 breaths. Firmly push into your right heel. Flex your left toes to your shin. This is supposed to be a pretty tough pose. Actually, the term Hatha traditionally in yoga can mean one of 2 things. It can mean forceful yoga, or it can refer to the yoga of blending the sun and moon energy. Kind of like the Taoist yin-yang concept. 2 more breaths. Soften the jaw. And exhale, lowering your foot down. Whew. Bend both knees, spread the arms like wings, and then taking the feet about as wide as the mat, exhale both knees to the left side, windshield wipers. Inhale across center. Exhale both knees to the right. Inhale across center. Exhale to the left, extending the right hip. Inhale across center. And exhale other side, extending the left hip, engaging the left buttock. A few more to go dynamically. And then come back to center. Take your strap around the sole of your right foot. So you could either tie a loop with your strap or simply hold both ends of the strap with your right hand. And then same action, we're going to press the right thigh bone against the left hand, just to really flex the hip, and then see how much you can straighten the leg. If you have difficulty straightening the right leg, it's going to really help you to keep your left knee bent as I have it. If you're feeling a bit looser, you can then straighten your left leg onto the mat. And we'll take 5 breaths in the center. Really turn on the pose, just like we did in the stronger variation. But pull back on the strap a little bit to help stretch the hamstring or the calf. And then exhale to the right side, looking over the left shoulder. Inhale back to the center. And repeat, exhale to the right side. Inhale to the center. And again, exhale, right side. Inhale, center. Exhale to the right. Last one, inhale, center. Exhale to the right side and hold. Focus on grounding your left heel if the leg is straight, keeping the buttocks strong. If your left knee was bent, you can press it out to the left side. And that has the effect of keeping the two halves of the pelvis level. So that way the movement is actually coming from the right femur in the hip socket, as opposed to the right leg pulling the whole body over with it, which would mean that we're not getting as much movement at the hip joint as we could. Doesn't mean it's wrong, it just means that maybe we can approach it differently. So a few more breaths there. Inhale back to center. Take the strap with the left hand, bend your left knee. Now as you push into that left foot, lift your pelvis, move it over to the right edge of the mat. Exhale, spinal twist, bringing the legs over towards the left side. Pull back on the strap. If you're feeling a bit looser again, you can straighten the bottom leg and push the edge of the foot into the ground, using it for leverage. Turn the right chest open. One more breath. Inhale, center. Bend your knee, let go of the strap. And we'll center the pelvis on the mat. Bring the left leg up to the sky. You can take a strap around the left foot, holding the strap with the left hand. And before we explore the stretch, we'll activate into the hip more by taking the right hand to the left thigh bone and then press the thigh and hand against each other for a few breaths. Turn on the pose. That right leg could stay bent, or you can try to straighten it. And then simply relax your right hand on the ground. And we'll take 5 breaths, stretching into the left leg. Flex toes to shin, reach up through the heel, and breathe. It can be really helpful to think about relaxing the back of the leg, engaging the front of the leg instead. And then you may find it nice to create a very gentle resistance by pressing the foot up against the strap. 3 more breaths. Stay firm through your right leg, just like the stronger variation. One more breath. And exhale, opening that leg to the left. Inhale, come back to the center. And repeat that about 5 more times at your own pace. And try to keep your right buttock on the floor so the pelvis is level. The movement is coming from the left thigh bone and the hip socket. And so this is hip abduction as the leg is going out to the side. It's the abduction at the hip joint. And we can add a slight external rotation to that movement. A few more to go. And we'll hold the next one, 5 breaths. If your right leg is bent, you can press that knee out to the right as a counterbalance. 3 more breaths. Inhale to center. Bend your right leg and push into the sole of the right foot, moving your pelvis over to the left edge of the mat. And spinal twist, holding the strap with the right hand. Exhale to bring your legs over to the right side. Bottom leg can stay bent or straighten, pressing through the outer edge of the foot. Breathe deep. And inhale back to center. Exhale, set the strap aside. Center your pelvis on the mat. And then we'll set up for bridge pose, placing your feet just in front of your buttocks, a few inches. Roll the heads of your shoulders back into the floor so you're squeezing in between shoulder blades, strong in the upper back. Keeping your legs parallel. Exhale to lift the hips. Inhale to slowly lower. And repeat. Exhale, lift the hips, contract the buttocks. Inhale, slowly lower. And you might try taking your feet a few more inches forward. Exhale, consciously contract the buttocks to come up. Inhale down. 2 more to go. Exhale, lift the hips. Inhale to lower. And last one. Exhale, lift the hips. And inhale, coming down. Exhale, cross your legs. Holding behind your knees, roll forward and back along the length of the spine, massaging your back. As long as that's feeling good. And then we'll meet up in a sitting position. So take your feet a few inches in front of your buttocks, just like bridge. And then bring the hands about half a foot behind you. Seated version of windshield wipers. So automatic tendency is to slump. Let's get out of a slump, unslump oneself, lifting the heart up. And then exhale, knees to the left. Inhale across center, leading with the right leg. Exhale, knees to the right, lifting your left chest even more. Inhale across center. Exhale to the left, lifting through the heart. Inhale across center. Exhale to the right. And one more of each. And then we'll go to the right side. And so take your left knee pretty close to your right foot. You'll want to adjust yourself so that both of your feet are on the mat, just for the comfort of the inner foot. And then taking the right hand to the floor, just outside of your hip. Inhale to lift the left arm by the ear and lift the hips up. Exhale, slowly come back to sitting and touch behind the heel. Inhale, lift the arm, lift the hips, strong in the buttocks. And exhale, slowly come back to sitting. A few more vinyasas at your own pace. Breath-linking movement. And then back to center, bring the hands behind you, and we'll go to the other side. So I'll see you on the other side, folks. Knee pretty close to the left heel, left hand to the floor just outside of your hip. On the inhalation, reach the right arm by the ear and lift the hips. And exhale, slowly sit back. And repeat. Inhale, moving on your breath, extending the hip. And exhale, sitting and gazing back. 3 more to go. And last one. And we'll come back to the center. This time, straighten the legs out to the sides. So this will get interesting. We're going to take the legs for a walk one at a time. So the legs are abducted. Bring your hands over your heart, and then tension your core, leaning back a little bit. Bring the right leg up. 1, 2, and 3, crossing center, and then go back. 1, 2, 3. Another set with the same leg. 1, 2, 3. Nice and slow. 1, 2, and 3. So notice how even the other leg was working. Let's switch. Left leg. Lean back a little. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And repeat. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3. Good. And then bring your hands out in front. Take an inhale to pull your hands back towards you, as if you're rowing a boat. And exhale, sit up tall. We'll take about 5 breaths here. Just like we did with the yoga straps and with laying down, think of engaging into your quads and your hip flexors. So you're really trying to draw the thigh bones back into the hip sockets. Engage the front of the thighs, the quadriceps, and try flexing your toes towards your shins. If you're feeling a bit looser, you can start walking the hands forward a little bit more. Then engaging the buttocks. Inhale to come on up. And then we'll bend the legs and bring the hands towards the front of the mat, coming into a table position. So from table pose, bring the knees back a little bit behind your hips, and then take an inhale to push through your hands. Exhale, slowly sit back towards the feet, pressing down through the base of the toes. Inhale, come forwards. Exhale, bend the elbows, lowering your hips to the floor with control. Inhale, pressing up. Exhale, sitting back. And repeat that a few more times. Inhale, forwards. Exhale, bending the elbows down slow. Inhale, straighten the arms. Exhale, sitting back. Last one. Inhale, forward. Exhale, bend the elbows. Lower the hips slowly. Inhale, press up. Exhale, sit back towards your heels, and we'll pause for 5 breaths. So you don't literally have to be sitting on your heels. You could, but not necessary. There's the option to keep the pelvis more over the knees and walk the hands forward. And then with the arms straight, let your heart melt down towards the floor. So this challenges the shoulder range of motion. A few more deep breaths. Inhale, lift your head. Exhale, walk the hands towards your knees, just in front of them. And then push into your hands. Lift your knees towards your chest, just like Apanasana. Lift those knees and hips as high as you can. And then bringing the feet to the floor, we'll move into ragdoll together. Hold on to opposite elbows, bend your knees, let your torso hang loose, and just gently sway from side to side. If you'd like to straighten the legs, go for it. This can cause more rounding through the spine, so if that's a problem for you, better to keep the knees bent. And then letting go, bend your knees generously, and then lifting the heart, start to roll up through your vertebra. And we'll gradually meet in a standing position near the front of the mat. You can take your yoga blocks to the front corners of the mat so they're there when we need them. And then for mountain pose, we'll shift weight into the right foot and step the left foot back. So the back foot is flat. On an inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, bend the elbows like a cactus and bend your front knee, squeezing shoulder blades. Inhale, straighten the arms, straighten the leg. And again, exhale, bend the knee and cactus, squeezing the shoulder blades. 3 more vinyasas to go. If you'd like an extra challenge, increase the distance between the feet. Now on the next exhale, bend your knee and take the hands down to the yoga blocks. With an inhale, lift the heart halfway, find a straight spine. Exhale, try to straighten your front leg. And then engage the front of the thigh, lift and spread all of your toes. And now see if you can press all the toes down, but lift the right big toe up. And breathe. Quadricep contracted. Heart is lifted. On your next exhale, bend your right knee and bow your head towards the knee. And take a few breaths, just relaxing into the posture. Support yourself by pressing the hands into the yoga blocks. And then keeping your front knee bent, inhale to lift the heart halfway, neutral spine. Exhale, strong core, hands to the waist. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, left foot steps forward, mountain pose. And then take a moment to breathe there. You can readjust your blocks if you move them around a bit. And then step the right foot back. On an inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, cactus arms, bend the front knee, squeeze the shoulder blades. Inhale, lift the arms, straight leg. Exhale, cactus, squeezing the shoulder blades. And continue. A few more vinyasas. Moving with the breath. Inhale to reach up. And exhale, bend your knee, take your hands to the yoga blocks. Inhale, lift the heart halfway, straight spine, and then see how much you can straighten the left leg. Lift and spread all the toes, and then press them all down and try to pick up your left big toe. So that's going to help awaken the arch of your left foot. Quadriceps are contracted. There could be a bigger bend or a micro bend in that left knee. See if you can find a little bit of length around the hamstrings. 3 more breaths. And next exhale, bow the head to the knee, bending the left knee generously. Hello, Katrin. And breathe. You can make this one more about stretching the back of the spine. Next inhalation, rise up halfway, lift the heart. Exhale, pause there, bending the front knee, hands to the waist. Oh, hello. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, slowly stepping forward, mountain pose. And then left foot steps back. This time we'll angle it towards the left side. Warrior 2 stance, so spread the arms like wings. The longer the distance between the feet, the greater the challenge in this posture. Bend your right knee, gazing over the fingers. And then inhale, reverse the warrior. Right arm reaches up. Exhale, side angle. Right forearm near the thigh. Lean over it. Again, inhale, reaching back. Repeat this a few more times. And exhale, side angle, bending that front knee. Inhale, reverse warrior. You're welcome to add straightening the leg to this posture. Makes it a bit easier, actually. And then exhale, bend the front knee, side angle. 2 more to go. Inhale, reversing the warrior, straight legs. Exhale, side angle, bending the knee. And last one. Inhale to reach up. Exhale, side angle, so forearm near the thigh. Option 2, take that right hand to a yoga block. It could be on either side of the foot. I like to place it outside of the foot and then really emphasize abducting the right hip, pressing the right thigh bone out against the arm. This has the function of engaging the buttocks muscles more as well. So with your arm by your ear, open your chest, and then support the lower back by engaging the core, drawing the front ribs in. 3 more breaths. And inhale, come up, warrior 2 stance. Exhale, straighten both legs, and then walk your left foot in a little bit closer. Take an inhale to lift the arms, shoulders away from ears. Exhale, right hand to the yoga block again, triangle pose, left arm straight up to the sky. 5 breaths. So even though the right leg looks straight, there's a micro bend in the knee. It's slightly lifting away from the floor. And then as the toes spread, you can explore lifting the big toe again and pressing down through all the other toes. And then a bit more bend in your front knee, engaging the core. Inhale to come up. And exhale, step closer, mountain pose. And take a resting breath. Other side. Right foot steps back, turning towards the right side. And you're welcome to increase the distance again, warrior two. Inhale, lift the left arm, reverse warrior. Exhale, side angle, leaning over the front leg. Moving from the core. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, left forearm near the thigh. And then keep on going, about 3 more vinyasas. Moving on your breath, you can straighten the leg as you inhale. And bend the knee on the exhale. And then we'll meet in side angle. So you can take your left hand to the yoga block underneath the shoulder. My block isn't even beside my foot. It's actually a little bit further back since I have a short torso with long arms. And then you can press your leg out against your arm, reach the top arm by the ear, and breathe. Drawing the front ribs in with strong core. Scoop the tailbone under. Strong buttocks. This could be a nice stretch along the right side body, but you may actually be able to find a stretch in the front of the right hip. This can be a psoas stretch as well, but it's pretty hard to tap into that. One more breath. Then moving from the core, inhale up, warrior two. Exhale, walk a little closer with your right foot, setting up for triangle. Again, inhale, straighten the legs a little more. And exhale, left hand down to the prop again. Top arm up to the sky. 5 breaths. Try to lift the left big toe while rooting the ball of the foot. And moving from the core, inhale to come up, and exhale, step to the front, mountain pose. Bend your knees to grab both yoga blocks, and we'll open up towards the side of the mat. Feet about 4 feet apart or so, parallel. Exhaling, bring the hands to the floor underneath your shoulders. And then take an inhale to draw the heart forward, away from the pelvis. And see how much you can straighten your legs. And breathe here. If you find this quite easy, you might take the blocks to their lower heights. Or you might even take your hands to the floor. You're looking to get your spine straight or neutral. So 2 more breaths working with neutral spine. Quadriceps active, toes spreading. And then explore. Take a breath in to look forward. And exhale to bend the elbows, folding. Inhale, lift the heart halfway. And exhale, bend the arms, folding. Last one. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold to your own comfortable degree, and we'll pause for 5 breaths. So it is good practice to focus on the straight spine. And then once you feel like you can't fold any further, you might try rounding the back a little bit. Inhale, lift the heart halfway. Exhale, take the hands to the yoga blocks again, just underneath your shoulders. And then inhale, turn the feet away from each other. Exhale, bend your left leg and straighten the right leg. Inhale across center and switch. Exhale, right leg bending, left leg straightening. And we'll keep on exploring different variations. Moving with your breath, as your left leg bends, you can lift the ball of the right foot off the ground. Inhale across center. Exhale, straighten the left leg and lift the ball of the foot. So this is abduction of the hip joints. And then with that straight leg, we can also externally rotate, meaning the toes will aim more towards the sky. Depending on how much range you have in your knees, you might go into more and more knee flexion, sitting lower and lower, potentially using the floor instead of the blocks. It's a really great movement. It covers a lot of key principles in one simple vinyasa. Next time the left leg bends, we'll pause there. So maybe you're staying upright like me. This is a good place to be. You can still lift the ball of the right foot and try externally rotating that hip joint. Option 2, you start to squat a little more into your left leg, and then you might even sit back fully. Pressing the left arm against the inner leg in this variation, you could reach the right arm up by the ear. Three more breaths. This could be a great position for gardening as well. And exhale, lower your hands. Pressing into the hands, come across the center on the inhale. And switch, pivot out over your right heel, moving from the hip joint. And with an exhale, bend that right leg, lift the ball of the left foot. It's all good. Feel free to keep exploring. Maybe sitting back into a squat. This sort of in-between point could involve sitting on one or two blocks as well. And then press your right arm against the inner leg. Option to lift the left arm by the ear and breathe. And look down, come back to center. Slide the blocks off to the side, and then turn towards the front of the mat. And we'll lay down onto the belly, lowering the knees and lowering the hips. Bring your legs together, squeezing the inner thighs. Spread the arms out like wings. And then with an inhale, lift the legs, squeezing inner thighs, and lift the arms up. We'll take 5 breaths. Strong in the upper back. It can actually help to tuck your chin a little bit to direct the movement more into the shoulder range of motion and the strength of the upper back. 2 more breaths. Keep lifting the legs. 1 more. And exhale, relax down. Place your hands underneath your forehead and take the feet a little bit wider. Relax the body. And second variation, bend the knees, press your inner heels together, so just the inner edges of the heels touch. Knees are wide apart. And then bring the arms out to the sides like cactus branches. Lift the arms, try to lift the knees, and breathe. Gazing forwards this time. See if you can feel the glutes working, the buttock muscles. Lifting those knees, 3 more breaths. And exhale, slowly come down. Hands under shoulders, press back into puppy stretch. Sitting back towards the heels. Arms forward. And for this variation of puppy stretch, we'll make it active for the shoulder joint. So you can bring the head to the floor, resting the forehead down. And then come onto the tips of your fingers, straighten the arms, and lift the palms off the floor. 5 breaths. The shoulder blades can spread apart. They can also lift up towards the ears in this overhead range. Feel it out. And then relax. Lift your head. Sit back onto your feet for a moment. Roll your shoulders up and back. And then we'll bring our hands together. So thumbs up, little fingers sticking out. It's like the hang loose symbol that surfers do at the beach. And then we'll take the edges of the hands to the ground. Oh, my cat is on my laptop. I might lose the class in a moment. There we go. Whew, close call. So pressing through the edge of the hand, you can keep your head lifted and then press through the base of your toes, lifting your hips up. Push your hips back. This is a variation of dolphin pose, but you can actually bend the legs more, kind of like a squat. So I call this the forearm frog. Frog legs while working on the forearms. And then you can play with the pose a bit by coming forward, shoulders over elbows, and then bend your knees, slowly drawing the hips back again. And explore really slow. You might even take a few breaths to go forward, and a few breaths to go back. And this is loading up your shoulder as you explore strengthening through the range of motion that's available to you today. And this is really the key to developing flexibility, is strengthening within that range of motion. And then bring the knees down. A different variation of puppy stretch. You can take the yoga blocks in front of you, build the A-frame of a house. And then bring your upper arm bones to the blocks, hands together. Wiggle your knees further away from the blocks so the buttocks are lifted above the knees, and start to melt the heart down. And you feel free to go on to the lower height. Feel free to go without blocks, repeating the puppy stretch from earlier. It's all good. If you find this pose is quite easy for you, if you want to feel more, you can use an exhale to connect with the Apana pattern of drawing the front ribs in, scooping the tailbone under, lengthening and relaxing the low back. This helps put the stretch more around the shoulders. And then connect with your core. Start to reach the arms straight ahead as you lift your chin up. And then we'll make our way off of the blocks nice and slow. You can shimmy your arms back. Whew. Take the hands down. And come into a sitting position with the legs out in front. Tortoise pose, Kurmasana. So take the feet about 1.5 feet in front of you. And with an exhale, slide your hands underneath the legs, holding onto the shins or the feet. Inhale to lift the heart up, lift the chin. And exhale, bow down. Just like a tortoise tucking in its head. And release into the posture, let go. Allow the belly to soften. And take some really deep breath through your nose. And inhale to lift your head. And bring the feet to the floor. Bend your knees. You may want to slide forward on your mat a little bit so you have lots of space behind you. And then as you exhale, tuck the chin, engaging the front of the neck, engage the core, and start to slowly lay down onto your back. And then do one last round of windshield wipers, bending the knees, spread the arms like wings. This cat is so well trained. Wow. And then you can windshield wiper your legs side to side at your own pace. I'm going to stay still to accommodate my little friend here. If there's any last movements you'd like to do, go right ahead. And when you're finished, you can make your way into resting Shavasana. And it's often said that the sweet spot for Shavasana is about 5 minutes. I beg to differ. I think 7 minutes is just right. So I won't keep you that long. Take as long as you can in Shavasana. And I'll actually leave you to practice it on your own today. Thank you so much for joining me. Hope that felt good in your body. And thank you for taking this time to do your own practice, because I'm sure it makes you a nicer person, which makes reality a little bit nicer for everyone else that you meet. Thanks, everyone.